Oh, hello. Welcome to the inaugural episode of my new podcast channel, which is called Prog Review. I thought I'd do something different and look at some progressive rock records, do a review, because there's nothing like it on the YouTube at the moment. And to kick off this very first YouTube podcast type thing, I'm going to be looking at the new Yes album, Fly From Here. According to Wikipedia, it's the 20th studio album from the band, and it's certainly the first album of theirs proper in the last decade. Now, some of you out there will be going, boo, hiss, there's no John Anderson, and boo, hiss, there's no Rick Wakeman. And yeah, that could be an issue for some of you, but put that to one side and cast your mind back to 1980 when there was no John Anderson, boo, hiss, and no Rick Wakeman, boo, hiss, and instead you had Trevor Horn and Jeffrey Downes and the Drama record, a record from Yes that really divided fans and critics alike. Now, I'm one of those folks who actually enjoyed Drama. I'm a later Yes fan. I'm one of the new breed. When I came across it, I thought it was quite punky in its outlook and in its production. And there's quite a lot of history between Drama and this new record, We Can Fly From Here. Firstly, the song was written back in 1980. The big slab of song that's on the first side of this new record was actually first put down by Yes back in the day, back in the Drama era, and was actually played live at Madison Square Gardens, and you can hear that on the Word Is Live box set. Well, the song was such a favourite of Trevor Horn and Jeffrey Downes that they actually recorded a version of it for their Adventures in Modern Recording album, and it appeared on the expanded reissue, which was released a few years ago. And the thing you'll notice about this new Yes album is the first two parts of Fly From Here are direct lifts of the version that appears on that Buggles album. Of course, it's expanded. You've got drums from Alan White and the bass from Chris Squire. But essentially, in terms of the themes and the musicality, there you can see how one has come out of the other. Now, when it was first muted that this record was coming, I wasn't looking forward to it. I'm a John Anderson fan, obviously, and the band has a bit of a revolving door policy on keyboard players, so I wasn't too fussed who was going to tinkle the ivories. But I was a bit surprised when Oliver Wakeman was given the Royal Order of the Boot and Jeffrey Downes was reinstated. But it kind of makes sense because him and Trevor Horn had a big hand in the original song, and I guess they wanted to put their stamp of authenticity on the record. And when I heard the initial single that was released, I was very impressed. I thought, yeah, this could work. Okay, it's not Yes as as you like it to be, full of high falsettos and gibberish vocals, but it's certainly an interesting album. The first side is taken up with this epic prog masterpiece, We Can Fly, or We Can Fly From Here, or Fly From Here, or whatever you want to call it. The whole of the first side, if it was a traditional LP, of course, is taken up with this, and it starts with an overture and all the themes are laid out. And one thing I did note is a lot of the musical themes are repeated, and you will hear We Can Fly and We Can Fly From Here and Fly From Here a lot, and you will get tired. There will be a little bit of tiredness at the end of those words, but as a whole, I really kind of enjoyed it. It's a bit of a guilty pleasure. Like I said, some of it is a direct lift from the Buggles version with added, with the arrangements are just almost the same, but with the Yes band playing it. And I want to put a notable thumbs up to the section called Bumpy Ride, which is just a real bit of fun. and it's just joyous. It's just a nice bit of music put out by the band. But as a whole, some of the themes get repetitive. It does seem to outstay its welcome somewhat. But, you know, if you put it to one side, it's the first proper piece of English prog rock of the 21st century. You know, it's real old school stuff. So I think if you can put all your reservations about the new singer, Benoit David, the guy from the Yes tribute band, if you can put your reservations about him to one side and imagine that he's Trevor Horn instead, because he does sound like Trevor Horn. He doesn't sound like John Anderson to these ears. He actually sounds like he's channeling drama to me. And if you put that to one side, I think you will enjoy it. So yeah, that's the first side out of the way. And if it was a traditional LP and you flipped it over, the first track on the B-side, or the first track that isn't part of this epic masterpiece, is a nice little song called The Man You Always Wanted Me to Be. Now this is a bit of a departure by Yes. It's a bit folky, it's a bit country, there's lots of nice acoustic guitars and what sounds like a mandolin in there somewhere. And the unique thing about this song is it's sung by Chris Squire. Yes, for the first time in Yes history, Chris Squire is allowed to do a lead vocal. And I think he does a very good job of it. I really like the song. It's not a pop song, it's not even really a prog song, but it's kind of left field. If you imagine it as a kind of left field folk song, you know, love song, I don't know. I really enjoyed it. Some criticism has been that they should have let the new lead singer sing it, but I think Chris Squire does a good job. It's his song, he owns it, and again, notable mention. It gets a thumbs up from me. This track after that is a song called Life on a Film Set, which is a bit of a raucous little number. The problem is I don't know why it's called Life on a Film Set, because the lyric seems to mention riding a tiger or chasing a tiger or here comes a tiger. There's lots of mentions of the word tiger in it. So it should have been called Riding the Tiger instead. Again, that's one of the criticisms that can be levelled at this record, is some of the lyrics are lacking. Okay, you don't get the mystical, gobbledygook that you get from a John Anderson lyric. There's no Siberian Catroos here, mid-ear. But you do get tired of some of the dull rhyming. And that brings me up to Hour of Need, which is, I thought the lyric was poor. It's a nice song, it's a nice tune, but the lyrics stink. So if you can imagine, we've got to look up the rhyming dictionary, what rhymes with need, and you get an idea of what that's all about. It could have been worked on a bit more, but hey, there's always going to be a stinker, isn't there? And that's followed by a Steve Howe solitary track called Solitaire, which, it's Steve Howe playing the guitar. What more could you want? It's not as memorable as The Clap or some of his other solo pieces he's done, but it sits nicely on the record. But sounds a little bit boxy with the recording. In fact, the whole album sounds a little bit boxy. It sounds like it's been recorded in my studio, my home studio, rather than a state-of-the-art space. But hey, maybe they recorded it on a laptop. I don't know. That's just my ears moaning. And the last track is called Into the Storm, and it's not as raucous as you think it's going to be. At least Oliver Wakeman gets a credit for it, because he does play keyboards on this, and I think he's credited with some of the keyboards on Fly From Here too. But yeah, it kind of ends the album nicely. But yeah, I mean, as a whole, I don't know. I thought I enjoyed it. I didn't think I was gonna like it. I thought it was gonna be a bit of a letdown. I thought it was gonna be a bit dull. But as a brave new world, as a record that's trying to, move in a different direction, I'm gonna give it a thumbs up. I'm gonna give it 4 wizard hats out of 5. That's what I'm gonna do. 4 spangly capes out of 5. I think that's a fair summation of it. Not quite a 5 out of 5 album, certainly not, but its heart's in the right place. if you can get past the lack of John Anderson and the lack of Rick Wakeman, you know, if you like that drama record, think of it as Drama Part 2. If you love that record, I guarantee you'll like this. If you like ABWH, I think you're going to like this, because some of the guitars from Steve Howe have that kind of urgent vibe that you got from that ABWH album. But yeah, check it out. I think it's available now in Europe. I think in America you've got to wait till the 12th of July. You can buy it on iTunes. You can get it on CD. There's a CD with a DVD. There's even a big massive box set where you get the CD, the LP, a poster, a t-shirt, and I think even Roger Dean might come round and make you a cup of tea if you're lucky. But that's I think it's about £100 over here. But shop around, you can get it for nearly half price if you're clever and you know where to look. But yeah, this has been the inaugural episode of Prog Review. If you like it, give us a thumbs up. Go on, you know you want to. If you really like it, subscribe, because I'm going to try and do some more of these and have a little bit more fun with it. And that's it. I'm over and out. My name's Darren Locke. This has been Prog Review. Prog on.